it could not conclude that Favre violated league rules related to accusations that he sent explicit text messages to a former employee of the New York Jets. We're told he could have faced suspension or even expulsion. Instead, the league fined the future Hall of Famer $50,000 for failing to cooperate with the investigation. Now, as you recall, reports earlier this season claimed that Favre had sent naked pictures of himself to a former game day hostess, that woman, Jen Sturger. Reportedly later, she called the incident sexual harassment, and her attorney says the league has given Brett Favre, quoting, preferential treatment. With us now, former prosecutor Masa Saidi Azqui, right? Tough to get, but I got it. And criminal defense attorney Thomas Pardo. We were just talking about this during the break. It's kind of interesting, Thomas, that he wasn't penalized or he wasn't fined for wrongdoing, but they didn't cooperate. I thought Brett Favre was cooperating the whole time.
Well, you know, what I think is interesting is that Jen Sturger's attorney is complaining that the league is giving Brett Favre preferential treatment when, in fact, she never reported this conduct for over 2 years. So to say that Brett Favre didn't cooperate in the investigation, I think is... well,
Masa, her attorney says that she has until June. Now, they were saying, look, Tuesday would be the statute of limitations in New Jersey because that New Jersey where the Jets play, so that's where this is, you know, the law takes over. But her attorney's saying that it doesn't run out until July or June of 2011.
Right. So the attorney's saying that based on the fact that his last contact with her was in June 2009. I think it was kind of irresponsible for the attorney to not file it yesterday, because why would you want the statute of limitations to hurt your lawsuit in any way? But what I found really interesting in the press release today was how they said on the basis of evidence currently available, we can't make any conclusions, but they also said that Mr. Favre was not being candid. So my question is, maybe the reason they can't make any conclusions is that he wasn't being candid, he wasn't being truthful. I think what's really going on here is the NFL waited until the very last minute on the eve of his last game. They didn't want to suspend him, and now the issue is
well, they waited till the statute of limitations they thought was up, and if they found out that she wasn't going to file any complaint, well, then they come out with the penalty, right, Thomas?
Yes, but once again, it's ridiculous for Jen Sturger to complain about the fact that the NFL waited to come out with their findings when she didn't even make a complaint. If it was up to Jen Sturger, there never would have been any investigation.
Because she didn't
would have been any punishment whatsoever.
The website's the one that published all these.
That's right. That's right.
But you know what? I don't think that we can question why she waited. There's a lot of choices that come into play when you decide to go public with this information, and she has been ridiculed by many, many people. So my question to you is, why did it take the NFL so long to come out with their finding? And isn't it interesting?
It's a fair point, Thomas.
Well, first of all, let's remember, it's Deadspin that comes out with this, airs it on October 7th.
They knew
Jen Sturger doesn't run to the NFL and say, let me tell you what happened.
2 weeks only.
She waits till the 11th of November to go in and sit down with the NFL. And during that period of time, according to Favre's agent, there's people from Sturger sniffing around for a deal. So she doesn't have clean hands to come in now and say other people dragged their feet.
Is she going to look for money?
Look, I think one of the things that really increases her credibility to me, because I am always like critical of these type of things, is she has said, and this is going to be very interesting, but she has said that she would drop the lawsuit if the NFL disciplines them. But let me just say that in the press release, the NFL gave a lot of excuses for why they were late, and none of those excuses are valid. Look, you take the people, you look at the evidence, you look at the text message. It's a good point, Thomas.
It did take the NFL a long time to wrap this thing up.
Isn't it the timing interesting?
If you want to have an accurate investigation that has got some reasonable chance of getting to the truth, you don't wait 2 years. What, do you think that they would have had a better chance?
Nobody was cooperating from the get-go. Nobody cooperated from the get-go in this, and that's why. Well, I'm saying people who knew things on Brett Favre's side wouldn't come forward and say anything. So the NFL had very little to go on.
Well, Brett Favre isn't the person making the allegations. Jen Sturger is the person now making the allegations.
And she's not the only person that has made allegations. Other people in the past have made allegations.
We're talking about Jen Sturger and these allegations.
Right,
certainly she was aware of what was sent to her 2 years ago, and she chose to do nothing about it. So for her to complain that the investigation is inconclusive is
we're going to hear a lot more on this. You know, Brett Favre may retire and come back again. You never know. Thomas Pardo, Masa Saidi Azqui.
Perfect.
Great to see you both. We'll see you a little bit later on. Well, about this time.